Welcome back. As you know, I am Eli, the computer guy here for the Daily Blob, shaking my brain nipples every day to get that dirty YouTube money so I can do what I actually care about, providing you in-person hands-on technology education in Durham, North Carolina. Silicon Dojo, silicondojo.com. We have a class coming up on AI and SQL tomorrow. We have a class on AI and web scraping on November 19th. We have many more AI classes coming up. If you're interested, go to silicondojo.com to see what the schedule is. Do remember, free to end user is not actually free. That's why I shake my brain nips every day. There's a donor box link down below if you want to throw a couple of dollars in, that would be ever so lovely. And I would like, as I start this video, I would like Mr. Fong to know that I am allowed to say Chinaman because I have a Chinaman friend. Ha ha, there you go. I mean, might be an invisible friend that nobody else can see. That's in my mind. But to me, that Chinaman is just as real as any in-person human being. And my invisible Chinaman friend says it's okay for me to say Chinaman. So we're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep going with it. Anyways, how are y'all doing? Oh my golly. Oh my god, I didn't realize Mr. Fong had done 2 videos about me. 2 videos about me! Calling me a racist piece of crap. That was ever so lovely. I missed the first one where he went all bat crap on me, right? Even called me barbaric, which is weird. Hey, dear China people, what is up with the word barbarian? I don't know, it's like bizarre. Because again, like the whole China thing. Anyways, like in the 1980s, it's like, oh, Chinese people think you're barbarians, haha. In the 90s, like barbarians, like okay. It's like 2010, they're like, oh, they think you're barbarians. It seems like it's getting a little old now. And it's like 2025. Like, there's this weird, like, what is it like with the word barbarian? There's like is there like some curriculum for Chinese kids in school when they're learning ESL? And it's like apple, orange, car, barbarian. It's just the barbarian weird word is like very weird. Like that one particular word is like, that word always comes up. What is it with Chinese people calling us barbarians? There's so many other insults out there. Anyways, I was watching that with Mr. Fong. Mr. Fong, he got very mad. He got very mad. Oh well, Mr. Fong. The funny part with Mr. Fong, though, as I found out, is he's only half Chinese. He's only half Chinese. I think he might be half European. Oh God. If he got that pissed off on me about what I say about China, oh, can you imagine how pissed off he's gonna be when he hears about what I say about Europe? Holy shit. He's gonna have a fucking coronary. He's gonna have a coronary. Dear YouTube, please block my videos from Mr. Fong being able to watch them. If he hears what I talk about with Europeans, oh, poor guy, he's just, his like eyeballs are gonna explode or something. Anyways, what am I talking about? Oh, China again, and the Chinaman. Some people are like, oh, Mr. Fong must have really gotten under your skin. No, I just thought it was funny, and I need things to talk about. I think a lot of people don't really quite grasp that with like commentators. Is like, am I allowed to say this? I don't know if I'm. I don't want to get canceled for racism again. Should I say it? Okay, I'll say it. Here's the truth. Commentators get paid to comment. We get paid to talk. The more we rile you up, the more you click, the more you leave comments and interactions and that kind of stuff. And so when you see things they find interesting or funny or stupid or whatever else, you kind of run with it. You know how like Fox News lost their fucking mind over the Cracker Barrel logo? Do you actually think anybody in the United States gave 2 shits about the Cracker Barrel logo? Nobody gave a fuck about the Cracker Barrel logo. I swear to you, I guess Tucker Carlson isn't there anymore. Who the fuck? I don't even know who is that. They got rid of Bill O'Reilly. Anyways, whoever the fuck is left, all the B-rate talent that is left at Fox News, I can guarantee you none of those motherfuckers was losing any sleep over the logo of Cracker Barrel being changed. But by God, before the camera started, they guzzled their coffee or they snorted their crack or whatever they do, and then they got on in the video. They're, can you believe the woke assault on America? If they take our Cracker Barrel logo, you know what that means. So anyways, that's just so you all know. Anyways, longtime viewers, I just see this stuff. Like I say with Roberto Blake. Remember Roberto Blake back in the day? That was funny. Apparently he sent me his tax returns at some point. Anyways, it's just interesting. That's just interesting stuff. Hey, you're not here. You're not here for that. I don't know, maybe you are here for this. Who the fuck knows why you're here? Anyways, so this is interesting. So the United States gets into a trade war with China. And the weapon that we have in our arsenal against China is trade policy in regards to AI chips, right? As Lutnick says, we will only sell China our 4th best AI chips, whatever the hell that actually means. Oh, fuck me. Here's the problem, is what happens when your country goes to war with a president who has the intellectual capacity of a fucking kindergartner? We're gonna find out. Here in America, we're gonna find out. Because basically China sees what the United States is doing and goes, fair enough. Fair enough. If you're willing to do this kind of stupidity, we are willing to do that kind of stupidity too. The issue is we are trying to prevent them from getting AI chips so they can advance their civilization, which is a bad thing. And they've just decided to prevent us from getting the chips that make our cars go boom. So we are trying to stop them from basically having their civilization develop, and they're able to stop us from having a civilization. What is the strategy? Dear MAGA, I've got to ask this. I've got to ask this of the MAGA folks out there. What the fuck is it do you people want? What do you think? Because I think about this like with Trump's military adventurism, like the whole thing, right? The United States should not be doing military adventurism, right? We should pull out of Ukraine. Ukraine is not our responsibility. Now, look, I don't think it's our responsibility. I think we should support them, but I would understand that, right? If MAGA was for an isolationist America, bring all the troops home, bring all of that home, none of that is our problem, right? I do not agree with it, but fine. But at the exact same time, we're pulling out of NATO and threatening Greenland for some reason, and not quite sure if we're going to keep supporting Ukraine. We're starting a war in Venezuela. Like literally. We're sending a fucking aircraft carrier to Venezuela. If that is not military adventurism, right? And then on top of that, do you hear this shit about Nigeria? They're now talking about sending our troops into fucking Nigeria. Dear MAGA, what the fuck do you people want? Just, oh my God. Like, I don't even understand what MAGA wants. It's like, hey, let's not support Ukraine, but let's get into wars in Venezuela and Nigeria because, oh God. Oh God, I hate this timeline. So basically the latest thing is Nexperia again. Because I keep talking about Nexperia basically every day. Because it's in the news every day. Because it's kind of sort of important. Basically, Europe decided to destroy the national security of the entire world, which was ever so lovely. Anyways, from CNBC, auto giants rally as China says it will consider exemptions for Nexperia chip exports. So Nexperia is this company that produces chips for the auto industry, right? The headquarters is in the Netherlands. They have wafer factories in Europe. The wafers get sent to China for final packaging so they can actually get shipped out to the auto manufacturers and those people. The Netherlands decided that they are going to seize Nexperia for whatever fucking dumbass reason. And then this whole shit show basically began. And with one of the things with it is basically that China, the Chinese government, said that they were putting export controls on any of Nexperia's chips for those Nexperia chips to not go to the Western world. You are not going to get any chips. The issue is like everybody uses these chips. BMW uses these chips, Honda uses these chips, essentially everybody other than Toyota. The only company, just gonna put this on the table, the only company that does not seem overly worried about this is Toyota. So for everybody else, do whatever the fuck Toyota is doing, right? So anyways, I do find this to be an interesting thing where there's this whole idea where if China does not comply with the United States or with the Western world, we will paralyze their society. And then one fucking company actually in fact is going to do a hell of a lot of damage to our societies. With Honda is already shutting down a factory in Mexico. Brazilian factories are going to be going offline. In Alabama, I talked about this before, there's 2 factories there that are slowing down production. Europe, they're slowing down production, and basically they're saying if they cannot get these chips, basically auto production will stop. International auto production will stop if they don't get these Nexperia chips. And so yes. It's kind of like you're sitting there and you're saying, China, if you don't do what I tell you to do, things are gonna get bad. And China is sitting there with your balls already in the vice grips. And I'm like, oh really? Explain more to me, Whitey. What are you going to do? So yeah, this is a very curious thing. Shares of Europe's biggest car makers rose Monday as fears over an industry shortage of semiconductors appeared to recede. China on Saturday said it would consider some exemptions for Nexperia chip exports. It had previously blocked Nexperia semiconductors from leaving the country after the Dutch government seized the control of Nexperia. The standoff between the Netherlands and China had prompted automotive groups to raise the alarm over a worsening chip shortage. France's Renault, Germany's Mercedes-Benz Group, and Milan-listed shares of Jeep maker Stanislaus all traded up around 3% on Monday. Auto parts suppliers Valeo and Aumovio had advanced 3% and 1.6% respectively. Germany's Volkswagen, Porsche, and BMW were also trading more than 1.3% higher. Analysts at Barclays said developments over the weekend appeared to be quite positive for the automotive sector, with fears of significant disruption likely to be avoided. So there you go. So maybe China is going to allow Nexperia to ship their chips. Or maybe not. Because there's all this other stuff going on with this where Nexperia China says that Nexperia Europe hasn't paid them properly. Nexperia Europe says that Nexperia China hasn't paid them properly. Nexperia Europe is no longer sending wafers to China, but then the Chinese packaging plant basically said they've found a way to get other people to provide them wafers, and so this is just a bit of a disaster, right? But the thing that I find funny about all this, though, is this is exactly what's supposed to happen. Like, you do realize that, right? I mean, the Trump administration realizes that, right? This is working to plan. The idea for the past 30 years, right or wrong, agree with it, disagree with it, is that you bind countries together so tightly economically that it literally becomes infeasible to go to war with each other, right? The whole idea with the rare earths, right? And again, I think that actually typifies what this system is supposed to be, right? China sells us rare earths that we put into our weapon systems. Literally, if China stops selling us rare earths, we can no longer build weapon systems. Ergo, you can't really go to war with China, right? That's the whole point of the system that we currently have. And so it's interesting to see, again, people basically going in with baseball bats and trying to break things, is as they try to break down the system, how vulnerable so many other institutions, companies, the rest of it are when things actually break down. Like, it's fascinating, this one company, Nexperia, that I had never heard of before, and that all the auto manufacturers, essentially, they need their chips. Not only do all the auto manufacturers need the chips, but all the subsystems. So when you buy a car, there's subsystems in there. So many of the subsystems, those components, are built with things like Nexperia chips. And so all of a sudden, right, you take Nexperia out, and this is just a massive level of vulnerability for the market that I don't think a lot of people actually expected to be there. And the question then becomes, like, what happens going into the future? So anyways, there you go. The continuing ballad of Nexperia. How stupid will this get? It's 2025. It's 2025. It's gonna get a lot stupider. So what do you think about this? What do you think about China considering exemptions for Nexperia chip exports? What do you think about the West threatening China with if you don't, or else, when China already has our collective nut sacks in a fucking vice grip already? What do you just think about this fucking stupidity? I don't know. Put your thoughts down below. If you like these videos, give us a thumbs up. If you hate these videos, give us a thumbs down. Call me amazing. Call me a dumbass. Just be a real Lutnick and put a comment down there that can bench press the way American cows can bench press, right? Anyways, what I actually care about is Silicon Dojo, silicondojo.com, free to end user hands-on technology education that empowers you to do whatever the hell it is you want to do in Durham, North Carolina. We have a class on AI and SQL coming up tomorrow, and AI on web scraping coming up on the 19th. Many other AI classes are coming up. Go to silicondojo.com to take a look at the schedule. Also remember that, basically free to the end user is not free. That's why I shake my brain nipples every day. There is a donor box link down below, so if you want to throw some money in there, that would be ever so lovely. And with that, I'm gonna go have a cup of coffee and talk to my imaginary Chinaman friend, so I can find out about all the other things I can say about Chinamen. Don't worry. He says I'm okay. See y'all later.